Hey, welcome to Wrench and Restore. Today I'm going to be tackling my laminate flooring here. I had this flooring installed by a contractor when we bought the house probably about 4 years ago, and I've been less than satisfied with the floor. We've had a few of these kind of chip up and get caught on like furniture, and then I don't know, I'm just not really happy with it. But I don't want to rip up the entire floor just to do one of these panels here. So I'm going to be attempting to pull this one unit out and place one in there without pulling up, because if you guys know anything about this tongue and groove flooring, they kind of all have to connect. You have to put them in order to do this the right way without pulling all the floor up. It's kind of tricky. So I've done one already in the kitchen. This one is kind of underneath, halfway under my fridge. I could use a few tools here. I got this multi-tool with a blade on it. That's going to allow me to cut right to the edge. If you don't have one of those, I suppose you could use a handsaw, but this makes it a lot easier. I'm going to use a skill saw to rip the board all the way up. The goal really is to basically cut this right in half all the way down and then pull it up underneath the tongue and groove on the pieces I'm not pulling up. You'll also need a table saw. I suppose you could use a skill saw, but we're going to have to cut the lip on the new piece to set it in here. You'll also need like liquid nails or some sort of adhesive to adhere the new piece down on top, because it's not going to be locked in, unfortunately. But these are what they call floating floors. They're supposed to be able to kind of slowly move with the change in temperature, but if you've got a pretty consistent temperature in your house, it's really not super detrimental. But again, we're trying to save from having to pull all the flooring up just to get to this one piece. So it's kind of a band-aid, but a more permanent band-aid. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to start with the multi-tool. I'm going to start here on the edge and cut in a little bit on both ends, and then after I get a little bit started, I'll use my skill saw and rip the rest of it, and then we'll slowly kind of pry that out from underneath the rest of them. With the skill saw, you're gonna want to set your blade depth. Now I already have this one set from the last one I did, but if you want to figure out how deep to go, I put the multi-tool back in the floor there, mark it and pull it up, and that's kind of how deep you want to. You don't want to be cutting into your subfloor if you can avoid it. So kind of where the paint's off is where I'm going to be marking. But again, I've already got this one kind of set. Looks like I could probably go a little bit deeper with it, actually. There we go. And then you're just going to rip it all the way down. You're also going to need a vacuum, obviously, but we'll do that at the end. So now that you got it ripped all the way down, these two pieces should be disconnected. You should be able to slowly pull these up underneath and pull them out. So again, this only works if you've already got this end kind of cleared out. What you might have to do is cut a chunk out of the middle. That way you can slide the two halves out from underneath the tongue and groove on the ends. Mine's already kind of done that on this side, so all I should have to do is pull this out like that, pull it back, maybe, yep, like that. That piece is already out. And then pull this side up, hopefully without breaking the other side. There we go. Boom. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when half of it's gone. Now I just gotta pull this out for the other half. There we go. Now, you can see the line here. I tickled it a little bit, but that's fine. That's not gonna hurt it any. So now before I go and put everything back on, I'm gonna vacuum all this stuff up. What you want to avoid doing is getting any of this stuff wedged in here where the tongue and groove is at, because then the pieces aren't gonna fit right and it's gonna be off. So let me vacuum this all up real quick. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the piece. Hopefully you've got a stack like I do of spares from when they installed it. But if you don't, hopefully you can find the same flooring. Anyway, once you have your piece, you're gonna rip this lip off right here on the table saw. It's the side that's longer. That piece kind of goes in underneath the other floor. And then once you rip this all the way down, this lip here on this side, the shorter lip, that's in the floor still, so the other piece, you're going to take a razor knife and you're going to cut that all the way down up against the part that's showing on their floor. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. Alright, so it should look like that all the way across, just flat and level with it. Next, you're going to cut this end off right here. That's the part that goes underneath the other board. The other side goes on top, so you don't need to cut that side. Alright, so once you've got this piece cut, come back in, and this edge here, you can see there's a little lip. Maybe you can't. Yeah, there's a little lip here. You're going to take a razor knife, you're going to cut that little lip off. The goal here is to hook these tongue and groove in on this side. Let me see if I can do it real quick here. You want to hook that in there, basically just lay it down. And right now, the only thing stopping me from getting this edge all the way down is that little tiny lip there. So once that's out, this will lay flat. This will lay flat. That's locked in on this side, and this will just come straight down onto the floor. And that'll be it. But remember, once you cut that lip and you're ready to do this part, you've got to put the glue down. So I got some liquid nails here, and I'm going to spread some liquid nails down on here once I'm ready to actually physically install that board. And that'll be it. Remember that this side here and that side there, this edge, those floors may move during this process if it's a floating floor like mine. My panels have the built-in laminate. Your floor might have a laminate that you lay down first, and then you put your sorry, the underlayment is what I meant. Mine has built-in underlayment. Yours might have the underlayment that you roll out, and then you put your laminate on top. So keep that in mind. These might have to shift closer on either side to lock that piece in once you install it. Okay, got the glue down. I suggest you run your vacuum underneath the little crevices one more time before final installation, just to make sure that there's nothing gonna get wedged in there and keep your floor from laying straight and flat. So we're gonna lock this side in first, get that groove in there nice and tight, make sure the seam edge is good right here, and then lay it down. There, locked in place. That's what you're after. Right there. Now it looks like the floor never came up. Tongue and groove is all good. Locked in there. The glue's gonna hold it down. That's all she wrote. Now, if you're laying that piece down and this is not going down, you know, with just a little bit of like that, you might consider kind of taking your razor knife back over, making sure you've got everything off that one edge, or maybe going back through with your table saw. Just that has to be pretty precise and a pretty close match, because if you make that gap too wide, then it's going to be obvious that there's something wrong there. So I'm pretty happy with that, how that turned out, and that's going to do it. So I'm going to finish vacuuming, clean the floor, and I'm done. So if you guys like what I do here on this channel, please consider subscribing, and maybe every once in a while hit that like button. See you guys in the next one.